Hello, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Zuko Became Metamorpho, or should I say, Ultimate Metamorpho of the monsters. So, the in this alternate timeline, there is a difference. Because Zuko was born with infinity and zero. And, yeah. Plus, you guys voted for Zoro. Yeah, this guy. So, yeah. So then yeah. So, yeah, Zuko was basically, or let's start the what if. So I'm adding Zoro and her to it. And plus, I'm also throwing in Zumi so that to keep things entertained. If I could find her. Well, yeah. But she'll be a little less. So, ready to begin. So, now, let's begin. So, Zuko and Zumi were born, and at age of 3, there's this blue-haired girl, and she came from the wealthiest family in the world, surpassing Momo. Her beauty, or she was so, or is still so beautiful, but her brother, other, does not like when. So yeah, at age of 3, she asked Zuko out because how much she's in love with him. Yeah. The but Zoro is the opposite. He loves Zumi, but he hates Zuko. Reason unknown, but something tells him. Yeah. Zoro was always needed a reason why. So, at age of 4, Zuko and Zumi went to a quirk doctor. Oh, there's Zumi. So, yeah. Yeah. They went to a quirk doctor. Quirk doctor tells Zuko, no, that yeah, sorry. Zuko tells them that it was just weird. Aaron, can you hear the audio thing? So, yeah. If you don't, I understand. So, yeah. So, so the quirk doctor tells Zumi that she has a quirk and she can become a hero and all that stuff. But then when he looked at Zuko, he tells him that he doesn't have a quirk and he can't become a hero and all that stuff. So, yeah. That broke Zuko's heart. So, then, after the Quark Doctor at age 5, Zoro decides aims to, because they had a cruise ship thing, like wanted to go on a cruise with Zuko specifically. So what does he do? He asks him to go on a cruise with him. So it was just him and Zoro. Or no, just him and Zuko. So, yeah, cruising all the way to Bermuda Triangle. And, yeah, Zoro had a plan. Like, he had a jacket on, but underneath the jacket, he wore explosives. And he told Zuko to come down to the engine bay. And of course, it was. So, when they got to the Bermuda Triangle, then he stops the engine. And then Zoro decides to do something crazy. So he tells Zuko to go down to the engine room. Zuko says, "Okay, aim." As he knows that probably there's a mess in the engine room, but he didn't know it was his tomb that he was walking into. So then Zoro stops as he says, "I have this weird feeling about you since about the school." So, yeah, so lock the door. So then so Zuko locks the door. He says, "You know why that I do not like you? Because your aura. Huh. My father could sense any aura that's corrupted or calm. And we do not like either. So prepare to die. If I'll die and you'll die." As he opens his jacket up, as he pulls the trigger her, the explosion exploded him. As Zuko, of course, there was chemicals of the in the water. So when the explosion happened, Zuko or Zoro died fully because he was a blundering idiot. Yeah. So, yeah. And so Zuko died. Or actually, he got knocked out. He got blasted all the way out of or into a Bermuda Triangle. Landed in as the chemicals transformed his body. Not by much. Just as a creature, like a sea monster, comes and instead of devouring him, picks him up, puts him on land as a bunch of creatures surrounding him. Land creatures, water creatures. As all of them used their own bodies into his own. Because a chemical bath that he was, or so, he keeps his green hair, his green looks. But the green hair is now longer than Zumi's. You don't know. Think about her entire hair, this part. A little bit longer. Yeah. So, yeah. And reports of explosion. There was a death of 2 people. One was Zoro. And the other was under a mystery. But the only person that knew who was the second person was the Zuku's girlfriend. Her. So she got sad, and because her Indian brother there had a grudge against both sides. So yeah. So Zuko looked like, or when he came back to life, thing, and monsters infused their bodies into his to evolve him into the one that you see before you, this one. Yeah. So now he could be able to shapeshift into. They have, where he has same powers as Metamorpho, but he also has the monsters' powers too. So he basically could shapeshift into any monster at will. He's in control of it. So he's afraid of if he goes back to home, then he is afraid of if he goes back home, they might find him a monster. Or so he lived off the land. And for a while, everyone thought he was dead. As she still holds hope out for him to survive. When everyone else, like Bakugo, is the not convinced of him being alive. Because he's quirkless and he couldn't survive. But then a time skip to 15. 15 years, or like at age of 5. So 10 years passed since Zoro made that mistake of killing himself in the boat incident. And then, yeah. And it was also 10 years of Izuku been transformed into a ultimate human. And so, yeah. It has no, like, restraints to the Bermuda Triangle, so, or the island, so he could leave at any time. So, yeah, it wasn't, he didn't have any punishment. But Zoro went right for the underworld thing, and he got punished for his crimes to trying to kill Izuku. So everyone was at UA class. She got class 1A with Zumi and Arrest. Of course, a human Pikachu. Or some of them are like in you're lost, by the way. As Mr. Aizawa tells Zumi that. And okay. The least he didn't realize that as he cares about everybody. So he jumps from one area to the other. Like he bounced one island to the other. Or actually he flew. Like he grew wings and flew all the way to his home. And so he goes in and and as he lands, as he doesn't want to act suspicious, so he changed his hair brown. His eyes turned brown too. So yeah, to avoid, or his eyes actually turned blue instead of brown. So yeah, so I'm starting to see the theme of it. So yeah, the so he's been in the city for a while. He doesn't want to have everyone see him. So he lunges at the top of a roof, like lands right on top. He did take out Hero Killer Stain before during the sports festival, because I'm doing a skip over. So sports. So at USJ, he was there, but he used smoke screen, or not smoke screen, no, sleeping gas. So he made everyone and pass out. And Zuko grabs grabs everyone and because they were in deep sleep, so they didn't realize. And then when this gas cleared, because he's immune to it. Come on. He's just like that. When has way more like immunity, resistance. So yeah, he basically picks up uh, like students, set him outside. And he goes in. He uses Shraki sends his 5 fingers, like his quirk, to disintegrate the Nomu, fully. Yeah. So then, yeah. So then he puts Sharky sends his. It puts him in handcuffs and all that stuff. So yeah, people are when after he left, everyone woke up. Like students are like, "What just happened?" The one thing, or I remember we were like in at USJ. Now we're how did we get out here? And Zuko was really quiet. And man, so the radio thing in in the of a human Pikachu couldn't hear one. But after he left, he says, "Catch me outside." So yeah. So then everyone was like oddly confused. And yeah. So then Zuko basically was so coordinated. I'm skipping the whole internship because it's pretty boring now. Because Zuko, you know, oh, because he changed his hair and his eyes, and so he looked more human than a broccoli with like dots over his face. He looked like Zoro if he had like brown hair instead of green. So then, yeah, Zuko ends um being, Zuko. So, yeah, the so yeah, so he gets popularity as the homie metamorpho, as the like cameraman says, homie metamorpho. Oh, or should I say ultimate metamorpho? Oh, my quirk, or actually my power, allows me to shapeshift into anything or have molecular structures of it. So yeah, reason why I wanted to add her into this what if, because one, because she actually has the same powers or same quirk as the her anime from Ross or Rose plus vampire. That's I could not say minus the part where she drains a like a soul whole part. She has flight and she can mind control. So, but in this case, she actually loves Zuko. When she first laid eyes on him during the early years when they were three, and then her dumb brother killed him off. Okay? But she knows that she she will not see him ever again. So he decides to go for someone else. She tries looking around. But then yeah, so then at age of so now time so it's time skip to I'm skipping over the camp park to right into All Might versus All for One. So the let's say she was watching the news and of course All for One was gonna kill All Might because All Might was down and not out as a beam. Any last words? Or as then a shoots a laser off, but a shadowy figure just popped out of nowhere. Took us, or you know that scene where here, this one where that was or actually Zuko absorbed the attack, uh, and because as he walks through the flames, as he walks through, as people are like wondering as he looks at him with anger in his eyes, flames, as he tells, as Zook, or as All Might says, Metamorpho, is that you? Yes, but my secret name, that's my hero name, but my real name is Zuko Midoriya. As that got All Might's attention, and it also, when she heard that Zuko is still alive, her heart starts to pound harder, and she could not believe that her own boyfriend survived that. And uh, so basically, as All for One says, guess the Zoro didn't be able, or guess that guy didn't like kill you. Oh, he tried to, but in the end, I'm right here. So, should we go a couple rounds? As Zuko transforms into like rubber because or actually into smoke, and went right into All for One's body, like through the air tubes thing. As he's taking control, he went right into All for One's heart, became human, breaks his arm, and made him explode. And that's that. It's like that Mortal Kombat, and you guys did vote for her anyway, so I forgot to mention that. You guys voted for her. Hold on. I could not find the image, but the one where the one of the characters summons the big like tiger guy. Yeah, it looked like that, but with the way more brutality. Yeah. As he says, huh, the uh, so or of course Zuko turns around and he says, "As I'm back from." Okay, but there's one other person who visit. So he goes in and he literally goes in towards the hospital and he knew where it is. So he goes down through the elevator, going down to hit the Quark Doctor's lab and the number 2 one, the main lab. As he says, it has been a while, so yeah, guess Zoro didn't even be able to kill you. Did you did he hate me for it? Hmm. I am his grandpa, as the court doctor says that. Hmm. So Zuko was like, alright, if you want to meet brutality, hey, well, go ahead. I won't have a grudge against you. Okay. As he punches or actually stabs him right in the chest, kills him instantly. Yeah. And Zuko, hey man, as Bakugo could not believe that it was him the entire time. He starts tearing up. The so Zuko goes in, or actually, he was just sitting on a roof. As the mountain lady sees him, he's just chilling. He's just relaxing. And as they could not believe, or actually, Mountain Lady decides to tell him that him, her Mountain him, man, huh, no big deal. He, I actually never had a grudge against any of you. As, let's say Nezu was there, as Nezu says, do you want to join UA to become pro heroes? Yeah. So he goes in, and before, like when Quark Doctor was still alive, and they had that conversation thing, the Quark Doctor tells Zuko that the Quark Doctor lied to him about him not having a quirk. The quirk was limit himself. So now it's infused into his entire body. With just like his powers. And yeah. So then um, he goes into UA. And he goes and he gets greeted by a familiar face. Her. Because she was able to or she got permission to, like, use the bathroom thing. She did use the bathroom when she heard that Zuko was alive. She she ran up to him and hugged him and looks at, or she tried to hypnotize him, but he just, he's immune to her, like mind control thing or whatever, that to make him fall in love with her no matter what. As they quirk test, then he is now in class 1A, and he goes, as he flirts with him a lot. I'll last all the way to 19 years old. And yeah, so first one, like the first part, was 10 years. That's how long Zoro has died from. And then from age of 5, or no, 15, he actually went toe to toe with All For One and won. Then of course, yeah. So she flirts with him a lot, all the way to 18 or 19. So yeah. Then she decides to basically, because her parents are rich people, and they have like a company. She tells them if it's okay with them to get married to that, and wait, the same one that you always flirt around with. Then you see him. Yeah, that kid. Okay. So then Zuko got has to get married. Basically, to get married to her. So, and he actually did tell her that from 16, the her quirk that tries to hypnotize her, or no, actually her power that tries to hypnotize him isn't working with him. But no matter what, as she goes on ahead and asks him, so they got married. And yeah, they did a deed. And of course, she was 6 kids. They all have her powers and his. Some of them are like, looks like that with without like a skull and horns things. Just a normal human head and ears. like this, and then yeah, some even look like some look like a all of them. Okay, so yeah, so usually I go on and on in these videos, but so Zuko ends up, or he actually did win in most of his fights. Because I'm skipping over the overhaul thing, that's why, as the human Pikachu says, how's the kids doing, by the way? They're good. And all that stuff. Sorry about that. And yeah, the basically, yeah, then the meteor comes out of nowhere, about to hit Earth. But Zuko just used made his entire body bigger than the meteor, and he grabs it and he threw it like a baseball. Not at the sun, don't worry, at somewhere else. So basically, the yeah, they were like doing all that stuff. So yeah, so Zuko is basically cool kids rule. So now this is the end of this what if. And before I'll make it a true ending, let's just say 1,000 years like into the future, she died from old age. She wants to spend time with him, and the yeah. So Zuko ends up, but he can't die at any because he's immortal. He's a he can never die. He can never like become old, or because his power is like a curse to him. And plus, if he wants to die, it's impossible. So what does he do? Or he saw everyone else die except for him, and yeah, he doesn't even age. So the power, like his power, went fully backed up. Like he went, like he used his power to go back in time to save Zoro's life. So yeah. So then or actually, he, it's if you have this thing on repeat, go check out the link. Like rewind it all the way back to the beginning. That's how it feels. So yeah. So now, please leave a like, share, subscribe. Peace.